Today we're talking USC wide receiver Jordan Addison. We're going to dive into his background and college career, discuss the positives and negatives in his prospect profile, and take a look at his dynasty outlook and if and where you should target him in your rookie drafts. Jordan Addison is a wide receiver out of USC. He's 21 years old and he's listed at 6 feet, 175 pounds. Jordan Addison attended Tuscarora High School in Frederick, Maryland. He was all over the field as a quarterback, wide receiver, and defensive back. He earned a 4-star recruit status and received offers from Maryland, Pittsburgh, Notre Dame, Virginia, and South Carolina. Addison opted for Pittsburgh, where he spent 2 seasons catching passes from Kenny Pickett. As a freshman, Addison had 60 receptions for 666 receiving yards and 4 touchdowns. He also ran the ball 9 times for 58 yards. And that was just the beginning for Addison. As a sophomore in 2021, Jordan Addison hauled in 100 passes for 1,593 yards and 17 touchdowns. And he added another 56 yards and a score as a rusher. It was enough to take home the Blitnikoff Award as the nation's top wide receiver. And he was also named first team All-American and first team All-ACC. With Pickett departing for the NFL, Addison opted to enter the transfer portal and join another first-round quarterback prospect, Caleb Williams, at USC. Addison played 11 games with the Trojans, catching 59 passes for 875 yards and 8 touchdowns. An ankle injury cost him 2 games in the middle of the season and then again in the Cotton Bowl. In each of his 3 seasons, Jordan Addison showed his versatility by returning punts, kickoffs, and taking carries on offense. He now enters the NFL where he will be 21 years old for the entirety of his rookie season. But let's talk about the positives, the things that we like in Jordan Addison's profile. The first is his age 18 breakout. We love these guys who produce at an early age. At age 18, age 19, these guys are still developing their game and physical traits, and yet they're still able to dominate versus more developed 21, 22, 23-year-olds. So we love that. He's a great route runner. He can run all the routes. He's got an excellent release off the line of scrimmage. He creates consistent separation. He's good after the catch. He's versatile in his alignment. He can line up all over the field. He averaged 7 receptions per game in 2021, which was his best season, 2.94 yards per team pass attempt, and a 38.6% receiving touchdown share in that 2021 season playing with Kenny Pickett in Pittsburgh. He also had 20 career rush attempts and 20 career kick or punt returns. We like to see wide receivers get some work either as a runner or in the return game. In Jordan Addison's case, he's done both. This is because when a team calls plays for a guy to get rush attempts or puts them back on returns, it shows that that player is versatile, athletic, and the team is making a conscious effort to get him the ball in as many ways as they can because they consider him to be one of their best playmakers. It's just a green flag. We love it. On the negative side, if you're watching on YouTube, you can see the list is short. Very, very short. The first is Jordan Addison has a thin frame. At 170, 175 pounds, we'll see what he weighs in at the combine. He's got a thin frame. He's undersized. But we've seen over the last few years, more and more of these guys coming out of college that are undersized, that do have a thin frame, but they're still successful and productive at the NFL level. So we can't write him off just because he's small. And then he did have some drop issues, mostly before 2022. He improved on it this past season at USC. It's still a little bit of an issue, but it's not something, drops are not something that I'm super, super concerned about with a guy coming into the league, unless you have like feet for hands, like an MVS, for example. Then I'm not that concerned. For archetype, Jordan Addison is your prototypical possession wide receiver. Good route running, good release, makes plays on all 3 levels of the field. My NFL comp is Devontae Smith. Some of that, is the undersized, the 170, 175 pounds. That was the talk of Devontae Smith coming out of Alabama. He had thin frame. And like I said before, he's one of these guys who has come in and said, fuck your thin frame concerns. And he's been productive anyway. I think Jordan Addison can be that guy. Now, obviously, there's some other traits, some other things that they do well, the route running, the making plays down the field, that Jordan Addison and Devontae Smith have in common. And for draft projection, I expect Addison to come off the board sometime in the middle of the first round. The bottom line is we have seen a number of rookie wide receivers make a major impact in their first seasons over the last few years. Jordan Addison will be the next one. Addison has a well-developed game that will translate into immediate production at the NFL level. He's a smooth route runner who can tackle the full route tree, utilize a variety of release tactics, and create consistent separation. He has the versatility to line up out wide and in the slot, though his thin frame will keep him inside more often than not. Jordan Addison may not be a barn burner, but he has plenty of speed to get open vertically and the moves to create yardage after the catch. He checks all of the age and production-based analytical boxes as well. Jordan Addison is a candidate to be the first wide receiver drafted, and it would be a shock to see him fall too far outside the top 20 selections.